Imagine two tanks, tank A, tank B, for lack of a better word. And tank A is the tank you fill when you need physical nourishment. You fill it with food. But tank B is the tank you fill when you need emotional or spiritual nourishment, and you fill it with things like attention, affection, appreciation, meditation, prayer, and so on. But what happens is we think there's just one tank. So before we know it, tank A is full and overflowing, but we're still hungry. Or we're afraid to even get close to tank A because it seems like the bottomless pit. And so what has to happen is we have to learn how to tease the two tanks apart, because no amount of food will ever fill tank B. And you tease the two apart by learning interoceptive awareness, learning to read your body states, knowing when you're hungry and when you're full, and finding the sensations that will tell you that, as opposed to some kind of diet. But for the sake of imagination, let's imagine you've learned that, and you know that when you're eating when you're not hungry, or not letting yourself eat when you are. So let's say you're reaching for the pizza, and you've learned to look for your hunger signal, and there's not a hunger signal in sight, but you still want that pizza. Well, that means you've just tumbled down Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole and landed smack dab in tank B, in the world of metaphor. Because in tank B, pizza is not pizza. Food is not food. What is it? It's a concrete physical symbol of another kind of hunger that you're experiencing and probably don't even know about. So the question to ask yourself is, okay, what's the feeling I'm trying not to feel? And maybe you do a scan of your day to see if you're still ticked off at the jerk who cut you off on the freeway, or if you're concerned about a parent-teacher meeting that's coming up, or annoyed at something your boss said, and you do a scan of your day. But more often than not, what happens is when you ask yourself, what am I feeling? The answer is, I don't know. I feel fine, right? Yeah. Because we don't know sometimes. But guess what? The food will tell you. The food itself is talking to you. The food that you want to eat when you're not hungry, or you don't eat when you are hungry. And they're loaded with meaning for you. But it's coded meaning. And to get the message, you have to crack the code. And so the way you crack the code, of course, we're all different. But here's the general categories that help people learn to listen to what the food themselves are trying to say. So sweet foods usually have to do with either feeling like you're not sweet enough, or there's not enough sweetness in your life. Crunchy, salty foods are often connected with unexpressed anger and frustration. You want to bite someone's head off.
Wow.
Warm foods are connected to a longing for emotional warmth. Spicy foods, whether it's a fear of or a desire for, are often related to excitement, stimulation, and change. And chocolate, we know this from Valentine's Day, love, romance, sensuality, and sexuality. And so what can happen is that once you can understand the deeper meanings of these foods for you, then you can start to see what those other hungers are. One thing that I would like to say, and I believe this with every fiber in my being, I've been working with folks struggling with disordered eating for over 35 years. And what I've come to see, and I really believe this, is they're the ones the world has been waiting for. Because they are by nature emotionally sensitive, highly intuitive, and what comes with that is a great deal of compassion and empathy, and the world right now is sorely in need of that. And so I stand in honor for those that are willing to walk this labyrinthian journey. I applaud them because they receive their own gifts that they've been given, which are also the gifts they've come to give to the world.